What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news. Well, rather semi-new news concerning Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. This is by request, okay? I've heard this several times. I couldn't make sense out of it, but by popular demand, people wanted me to counterpunch what Deontay Wilder had to say about Tyson Fury and the whole scratching of the ear. Okay, we heard him say it in the Brian Custer fight. I think I've said enough about that particular, or covered enough about that particular interview, but I guess not. So here we are. Okay, so this is Deontay Wilder's exact words, and this is what he said. He said, "I haven't yet heard valid proof of how gloves flap all the way back. Okay, with your hands were in the middle of the glove. Why did my ear have scratches deep inside my ear? Because of your," in which means your, Fury's nails, Wilder told Brian Custer on the Last Stand podcast. He said, "It's so many different facts and proofs, or facts and proof that we have, but it just shows the greatness of it." Okay. All right. Now let's go back and counterpunch bit by bit. He said, bit by bit, "I haven't yet heard valid proof of how gloves flap all the way back." Okay. Why your hands were in the middle of the glove, and why did my ear have scratches deep inside my ear? Okay, first off, if Fury had his glove in the middle, and he gave away what he said at the very beginning, which is very misleading. He says, "I haven't yet had valid proof of how gloves flap all the way back." See, the problem is, if you don't have valid proof from Tyson Fury, what makes us think that you have valid proof? Unless they have something, again, of course, that we don't know about. But listening to this, why your hands were in the middle of the glove. Okay, if your hands were in the middle of your glove, why do you have scratches deep inside your ear? Okay, well, if the gloves if he scratched you, how was he able to scratch you with the hands and with what? His nails. How is his nails going to get inside your ear, for one? How is the nails going to get outside the glove, for two? See, people that believe this shit, you have to really think about what Wilder's saying. Wilder's saying that a glove that Tyson Fury had, he had deep scratches and took flesh out of his ear, meaning whatever he had in his ear had to be something illegal, but whatever was in his ear had to penetrate his ear to scratch it. Now, but the problem is, he didn't say that. He said his fucking nails. So he would have been better off saying that it was something. Now, I don't know what that something was, because what the doctors and how the doctors explained to me, whoever these doctors are, explained to me, hey, this is what was going on, and this is what's going to happen to you in this fight. Okay, so, and then I don't even, there's no way of you having like leather or nails, unless you had fucking nails like Sabretooth or something. That's what I think about. Like I know he was licking blood off his ear, off his neck and all that, and from his ear and all that. I know Tyson was doing that type of heinous, cannibalistic looking shit, but at the end of the day, how is the nails going to get outside the glove? And if that's the case, if he scratched you with it was in the middle of the glove, and let's say the glove here and his nails were here, and he scratched you with them and it slashed his ear, that means that, okay, that it had to be some type of, that nail had to come outside of that glove, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean? But he would have to have some sharp ass nails. And the sharp nails would have to penetrate the leather to get outside the leather to get inside his ear. But then he said, deep inside my ear. So I'm thinking like, well, what could possibly be in case, you know what I'm saying? It's just too fucking unbelievable. Like what could he do with his glove that could create deep cuts. This is what he says. This is what he says now, guys. Have scratches deep inside my ear. And this is a question mark. So I think Wilder don't know. I just think something was funny and he doesn't know. So he shouldn't explain it or describe what something is as nails. That just makes him look stupid. Because people look at that like, man, that don't even make sense what you're saying. Shut up. Because it makes him seem like he's losing his fucking mind. That's what it makes it seem like. Man, the dude has scratches in my ear. Like, whoa, what? He has scratches in the ear? He has scratches deep inside my ear. And he can't tell me why. Well, the question is, can you explain what that was? Because it's going to be hard to explain someone saying nails, Tyson Fury's nails in your ear. And don't let him have a screenshot of how his nails looked. Because if he has booty for nails like I do, it's going to be, hey, good luck with trying to convince a jury. Because this is supposed to go to court, people. This ain't some shit that he's saying just to be saying it. I hope it ain't. Because if it is, you're just talking shit. Just giving people reason to discredit you and affect your legacy because people will remember this shit. People ain't going to forget this. Unless he moves on with his career and start fighting, formidable opponents and good opposition and giving us great fights for us to forget about the Fury situation. Because at this point, it's making it look stupid. However, he's supposed to be bringing this to court again. So saying, why did I have deep scratches deep inside my ear? I mean, he's asking Team Fury that, but does he know? Does his legal team have an explanation? Combined with the doctor's statements, right? You know what I mean? Because all this shit was fabricated. Again, this is all put together in a nice package on certain channels. Okay, so I hope these channels have this together and working for you. Besides just making a bunch of fucking videos to make money off of them. I hope they actually had your best interest at heart. I guess they probably fucking don't. But anyway, that's just my opinion. But anyhow, that the gloves were flappy and all the way back. That was a good one. He should have stopped there. Because when he said, why were your hands in the middle of the glove? Okay, that's cool. Because that means your hand were not in the improper position. We're not in the proper position. So he should have stopped right there. But he kept going. And then this is the reason why Wilder needs to have somebody that says something on his behalf or tells him or monitors like, hey, don't say this because that makes you look either reaching, far-fetched, delusional, losing your fucking mind, something that really doesn't make sense. Because again, if the gloves had some type of scratches on the inside of it, because Tyson Fury, let's say the glove is here and his hand was here, right? And then this is where his hand really was and the shit was flapping all around and he scratched Wilder with it. But then it should have been some indention of the inside of the glove. If it did not come all the way through the glove, it should have been something on the inside. So that's going to be something they're going to have to prove. You know what I'm saying? So him saying, why did my ear have deep scratches inside my ear? Because of your nails. See, he wasn't asking questions. And he was just like, it's because of your nails did that. It's hard to believe. And again, it makes it that much unfucking believable to keep saying stuff like that. People should really monitor him. And I mean, if there is, like he claims, like people are stating that he's taken Tyson Fury to court, which is kind of weird because that would be the first thing you would really want to do. Let's get the fight going. Why would you want to get the fight going? And then it makes people like Tyson Fury seem legitimate when he says Wilder's just doing their third fight for the money. Because you're worried more about the fight happening because you're going to get paid from the fight than actually taking him to court from all the Glovegate shit that your minions have created for you and you actually started to believe after time. But I think he should silence what he's saying because stuff like this is very incriminating. On top of other... First of all, no one said, JD's or Shelly Finkel hasn't said anything after this at all. But we know what JD said before this. Okay. And I'll do another video on that coming soon and on what he said on the reason why he had that deep cut or whatever, and what was wrong with Deontay Wilder on that night. And Jay Diaz did make a statement before this time, which was in late February, actually 2 days after that fight. So stay tuned for that. You guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder's claims that Tyson Fury scratched him deep inside his ear with his glove. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.